Ferguson County traffic 172 Papa Alpha is taking off runway 6, Ferguson County. Ferguson County traffic 172 Papa Alpha is turning north and leaving the pattern. Head up to 3,000.
Yep, please. Don't overdo your feet. Feel myself sliding around in the seat.
Sorry about that.
If you're doing it correctly, you should just feel like you're sitting in your easy chair at home watching the TV. But that also means you do have to use your feet. You don't want to overdo them, especially skidding the end to the turn. That's what gets people into stall spins in the traffic pattern, is skidding turns. Slipping turns, not so bad. Skidding turns are deadly, especially at slow speeds. All right, whenever you're ready, we'll start off with steep turns.
Okay, let me get a cardinal number on here.
But think about power settings. Make sure everything's the way you want it. If you're fighting the plane at all, you're not ready to start. Plane should be straight and level, hands off. Power set for whatever airspeed you're planning to use. Show me what you can do. Now, the easiest way to make all this work is to have numbers in your head before you start. This is what it's going to take.
Okay, so...
Is it going to take 1900? Is it going to take 2300? What RPM do you want the motor to be at cruise? On a cold day, it will go faster. There's no question about that. And you do have maneuvering speed to think about. But if you're so slow that the plane's falling out from under you, it's just going to get a lot worse when you do this turn.
I was thinking 90.
90 is a good number.
Okay. And I'm trying to level the plane, and that's part of what I'm hesitating on.
Okay, and take however much time you need to figure this out, because getting the plane set up is the key, half the key anyway, to making this all work. And that means you need to have a visual for what the pitch ought to look like and back it up with what your gauges are telling you. If you see this coming down 100 to 2 feet a minute, that's what's fixing to hit you. So it's trying to tell you a minute from now you're going to be 100 feet lower or 200 feet lower or whatever. And now your speed's down to 85. That's the lag in an airplane and it's the reason if you know ahead of time about what numbers it's going to take, you just put them there and wait. Otherwise, you're sitting here kind of chasing the whole airplane.
That 21 okay?
Whatever you think is work. Take as much time as you want to figure this out. I'm pretty sure it's no lower than 21, however. And it's tougher on a bumpy day.
Yeah.
Just doesn't settle down as quickly.
All right. Settled for a second and then it...
Well, and it may be that today, because of the air, it's just not going to be perfect. It may be that you just got to get close.
Okay, well,
and roll with it.
I'm going to stay at 31 then.
So what heading you're starting out on, what's your landmark going to turn to? Use that attitude indicator. Look at this. That's going to be 10 seconds and you're going to blow to altitude. Think of where your eye hits the horizon if you're sitting comfortably.
Okay.
Where would you sight to get the horizon? And when you pick that point, that's where your eye needs to stay if you don't move your head.
Okay.
Remember we talked about this, typically somewhere between 2 and 5 degrees nose up. If it's higher than 5, you're climbing, and if it's down to the horizon, you're coming down.
Right.
Okay.
Class Flight 1 is now 5 miles northeast of the field is 2000. We are southbound. First scanner.
Pull. A little bit, not a lot.
2 minutes, jumpers overhead, Suffolk at 12,000 feet. Use caution.
And you're only about 30 degrees of bank. Getting there. Now, you remember if you bump the RPM up about 100, because we went from about 90 down to 80 airspeed.
Right. So the angle was shallow.
Started out shallow. You picked it up after I said something, but
Okay.
started out shallow.
Okay. All right, let me...
Arnett, 900 Bravo Lima is left downwind and runway 5, Arnett.
All right, I'm going to start at 33.
Better. Still be ahead to bump the power up a tiny bit though.
Okay.
Because what's happening is when you're doing that turn, the plane is accelerating, and that takes drag. Drag slows you down.
Okay.
Traffic 900 Bravo Lima is left base, runway 5.
I was so upset last time I did this that I was losing altitude. I wanted to be more conscious. Because I was, anyway, there's...
That last one was a lot better.
Okay.
Started down a little bit, but you caught it, fixed it. The other thing is you need a marker of some description. The ideal thing is a target out there that's unique. not something that blends in with everything else.
There's a shiny element right there. I don't know if you see it.
I don't, but if you see it and you're sure it's going to stay shiny, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
But a lake, you know, I can see Sharon Harris, but it's so far away it kind of blends in. You can also use your heading bug as a reference.
Oh, I'm at 21. My reference was.
All right. You're ready, you can try another one.
But I want to get down because I'm a little bit too high now. 4.
35's okay.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So either just before you roll in or as you're rolling in, somewhere in that first 10 to 15 seconds, just add a little bit of power.
Okay.
Use that left foot as you roll in. That ball went about half a ball out last time.
Okay.
You don't have to roll real fast. You know, you can take it like you're doing now. That's good. Take your time.
And Twin Lakes traffic, Bonanza 50.
Well, not real pretty, but it stayed within the parameters. Stayed within the 100 feet. You rolled out within 10 degrees of your heading, and airspeed stayed pretty constant.
All right, keep trying.
Well, that's what it's about.
Yep. Practice makes...
Knowing where your mistakes are, recognizing them, and then fixing them. And the thing that almost got you is you let that tip of that little golden horseshoe boomerang drop to the horizon.
Yeah.
But again, you caught it, fixed it. But you're regularly climbing on me. We're now up to 3,600 feet.
Down to 35.
Dinwiddie traffic, Cessna 628 Kilo will be maneuvering 3 miles south of the airport at 3,500 Dinwiddie. Twin Lakes traffic, Bonanza 50, November zone downwind, runway 9, Twin Lakes. Twin Lakes traffic 50, November, turn left base 9, Twin Lakes. Arnett, 9 Bravo Lima is left base, runway 5, Arnett. Twin Lakes traffic 50, November, turn final 9, Twin Lakes.
Now. I saw him coming around.
Final runway 5, RNet.
Behind us now. Not sure why this thing's cutting in.
Don't let that nose fall. Yeah, as soon as you drop it 5 degrees, you're going to blow your altitude. You're over banking because you're pulling without rolling out a tiny bit.
All right. I tried to correct, I just didn't correct.
All right, let me demonstrate at least part of one again.
Okay.
I'm going to go back up and use the 3,500 feet.
Okay.
Monroe traffic, Mooney, coordinate Charlie Lima is 10 miles out, runway 05.
This is roughly about where you start. So, what you're doing is you're tending to, I'm not sure where you're looking as you're rolling in, but you're tending to roll in.
Right.
And usually a little bit shallow, and then this is what happens. See that nose falling? See that?
Yep.
Okay, so that's what's getting you in trouble. So you need to start to pull back a little bit sooner.
Okay.
All right.
So
you got to trim pretty good.
should I pull first and then?
No, as you roll in. If
Okay.
you pull first, you're going to climb.
So it's the same.
So is that sighting down my finger?
Yeah.
Okay.
508 Alpha Charlie, 8 miles to the west, pass through to the north, 3,000 for 3,500, person count.
Still about on the horizon?
Yep.
And I'm pulling pretty good. Up the power up a tiny bit, ease off the back pressure a tiny bit.
There's over mid, traffic is 8,000, use caution service.
All right, you have the controls.
All right, my controls.
All right, so I got Hyco Power Plant out there.
5 mile final.
Down at Siler City, there really isn't a whole lot of good landmarks, so heading bug is going to be important to you. Awareness.
Okay.
Line up on a highway or something, just make sure you do a full circle instead of a half circle.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Not much. Now, don't let way off. Don't let way off. Pull back into it. Pull back into it. Pull back into it. Holding that pressure.
9 Bravo Lima is left downwind.
Pull on it harder. Now, you're also, as you're pulling, you're coming steeper and steeper.
Area to the west.
And that's the normal problem. So when you pull, what it does is it tightens the turn. And when that happens,
How do I?
your lift, you're banking steeper and steeper as you tighten the turn, you're losing vertical lift. Not losing lift in total, you're just losing the vertical component of it. Hence, the plane wants to come down.
So a good way to fix that is to turn sharper faster?
No, take your time rolling in.
Okay.
Don't rush it. If it takes you 30 degrees a turn to roll in, so be it.
Okay. I don't get,
What's important is you don't lose it as you're starting.
so I don't get points off for starting that way?
No.
Okay.
Pull. Do you see where the ball is? Turn coordinator. Now pull.
And 10 money unit down 760.
Pull a little bit more. Don't over steep.
Yeah, we're about 6 minutes out. We're 30 to the west inbound for
But
landing.
what's happening is as you're correcting that descent, this plane goes from 45 to 60. Bank. I mean, it's sitting here like this and it goes like that. It's exaggerated, but that's what it's doing.
I'm sorry, you were blocked.
And your rudder forces the bank angle steeper. So that means You have to watch the gauge to see, because I don't have any real good reference out here as to what 45 looks like. I got a rough idea, but I use this to make sure I'm doing it right.
Okay.
Left foot. See that pull the nose way down? Push that left foot in like you should have. Pulls the nose down. So that nose is now way below the horizon. Way below. 500 feet a minute down. It's going to take you 10 seconds to blow the maneuver.
So I just didn't push the rudder fast enough?
No, it's not a matter of speed. It's a matter of precision. Smoothly add the rudder in so the ball stays centered.
Okay.
You feel comfortable, but that rudder is trying to pull the nose lower. That means you've got to pull up a little bit harder to keep it from dropping.
Okay.
Good, left foot. See that? I'll tell you what, let me have it again. I want to show you what, so you can think about what you're seeing. All right? So when you're rolling in, before you weren't using your feet and it was smoother, but the ball wasn't good. So now what you're doing is you're rolling in to here and you're doing this. That's exaggerated, but that's what you're doing. And that's chucking both the nose down and steepening up your turn. So what you want to do is just a nice coordinated roll, kind of slow, kind of like your takeoff where you put a little bit of right rudder in. Take your time, pull in a little bit as you go. Don't let that nose go below the horizon, because I can tell you if it does, you're going to blow the maneuver. Watch this. That's got to stay at or above the horizon. 2.5's about right.
Okay.
So your idea, you're using the feet. I like that part. Just not quite as aggressive.
It's a pendulum. Swings a little
Well,
bit.
we're looking for the middle here.
I know, right?
Right.
All
I
right.
mean, I will give you kudos because you're at least using the feet.
Okay.
That's a good thing. Now we just got to fine tune how much.
Okay.
Left foot just a little bit. Pull up. Pull, 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 pull. You see you're over 60 degrees of bank?
Yep.
See where the nose went to? And it happens quickly.
Yep.
One of the reasons I say don't do it real fast. Take your time.
Okay.
The faster you do it, the more likely it is you're going to overshoot. Not going to be smooth.
Maneuver for traffic.
Don't roll any steeper. Top aileron.
Dinwiddie, 6 here, November, 10 to the west, center on the left base for 5. Traffic in the area, please advise.
And you don't, likewise, unless you're about to overshoot, you don't need to roll real fast out. If you're paying attention, usually 15 to 20 degrees before you get there. Good starting point. Half the bank angle as the starting point of when to roll out.
Okay.
Say your intention.
And kind of the same thing rolling in. You know, if it takes 20 degrees to get it all set up nice and smooth, fine.
Mike's traffic.
That was a lot better.
Dinwiddie
A
traffic.
lot better.
Yeah, I went slower.
It's slower to roll in. You didn't overshoot the targets. A lot smoother. And you stayed within the 100 feet perimeter.
Let me try it again.
Blank.
Dinwiddie traffic system. Miles to the west.
And let off as you roll out.
Okay, Dinwiddie traffic 760 November.
But you don't want to climb.
Dinwiddie.
I think that little bump right before you got level was your own wake turbulence, which means you did pretty good.
Good. But I did climb. How much did I climb?
Close to 100 feet there at the end.
Okay. Try it again.
Don't let it go past 45.
Arnett, 9 Bravo Lima is left downwind, runway 5, Arnett.
Dinwiddie traffic 760 November, turn high final, runway 5, Dinwiddie.
Twin Lakes traffic, experimental
Let off.
9 left downwind, 09.
Good. That's probably the best one you've done.
It's a good sign that doing it often means I'm doing better.
Well, it means you're willing to improve as you go.
That's what I'm here for.
And it's showing up. I mean, you're getting better because you're trying hard.
All right, I'm going to get 32. Again. Want me to try a one to the right afterwards or no?
Yeah, you can do that. Or you can try a right one just to see what it's going to be like.
Oh yeah, maybe that's a good idea.
Because the appearance of the nose is what changes. Everything else is fairly similar. Takes a tiny bit more right rudder just because you're working against the engine. But if you look only at the nose, you're likely to climb. If you pay attention to the attitude indicator, you'll be fine.
Twin Lakes traffic, 8219
A little bit steeper bank, you're about 30.
base 09, Twin Lakes.
It's a good starting point, though.
Arnett, 9 Bravo Lima's final, runway 5, Arnett. Twin Lakes traffic, 8219 turning final.
I feel the plane skidding around a bit.
I need to stay.
It wasn't bad.
I need to stay completely off the left rudder.
Only on rollout.
Okay.
Well, now I take that back. You might actually need a tiny bit of left rudder through the procedure due to aerodynamics. Just whatever it takes to center the ball.
Okay.
The ball's out a smidgen. You're not going to bust a ride over it if you're not using your feet at all. I would probably have some, if I were the examiner, I'd at a minimum have something to say about it.
Okay. Unless it wasn't a steep enough bank.
Yeah, well, it started out not being anyway.
Okay. Try another one to the right.
Now, get your plane settled down before you start. just easy. There you go. Pull some more, you're going to start coming down. Okay, we need to now turn around and head back the other way. We're all the way up at Yanceyville.
Okay.
Which is okay, I just...
Lures traffic anchor 375 miles to the south-southwest, inbound to landing 31 Blue Ridge.
I'm going to try another one to the right.
All right, so see you got the due south, and if you can't really find a great target, you just have to do what you got to do, but with the heading bug. Okay.
Tower City traffic, come out of that helicopter 861 for Charlie.
Full. Good.
In the area southbound, Tower City.
That would pass. That was probably the best one to the right you've done.
Good. I got to do both.
Hey, you got to put them together without stopping.
Okay.
Blue Ridge traffic anchor 3 left base, landing 31 Blue Ridge. On the traffic, Sky Clear 0 Lima, they'll fly in the field 1,700, turn left downwind. We have Romeo Zulu will be behind you.
Now, the criteria is 10 plus or minus 10 degrees on your heading. Roll too early and do it at 20, you'll make the mistake my daughter made. Except she went past by 20, not started 20 early.
Blue Ridge traffic anchor 3, turn final 31 Blue Ridge.
Watch your bank angle. A little bit too much rudder at the rollout. You did great, absolutely great on altitude. Both turns all the way through. Tiny bit of smoothness just in the roll transition rolls.
Okay. Should I do one more?
Sure. I think my motion sickness will hold up for that.
Wow.
Not you, I literally get motion sick.
Are you kidding?
Reason I don't do but so many of these at a time.
I'm happy to stop.
I'm good for at least one more.
Okay, one more.
I actually got to build up a tolerance. Need to build up a tolerance.
Southern traffic, Caravan 2, limit 2 minutes, Jump Reserve Suffolk, 1 Lima, departing to the east, New River.
Take time on that rollout. You need to nail that orange marker. You can fudge it a little bit. I mean, see, you're rolling out too fast. You just slow it down a little bit. Now, we climbed 100 feet to start with, so you don't want to go any higher. Don't get to reset for the second turn. If you start at 33, you need to be at 33. Now we climbed 200 feet through both turns. It's pretty smooth.
So for some reason, I'm glad you told me that because I thought per turn. It's a no.
It's a figure 8.
Okay, makes sense. I should have thought that. All right. Let's take a break.
Right.
I don't want you to get sick.
So now let's do a power off stall.
Okay.
You can count the steep turns as your clearing turn.
Okay.
Blue Ridge traffic. Skyhawk 45 Tango, turn crosswind, 31 Blue Ridge.
A little bit of roughness right there.
Yeah.
And it could just be that's the carburetor does a changeover in the jetting.
Downwind.
Could be that's the problem. I don't know. But
To the east.
I'm going to do some precautionary maintenance on it. Yeah, you don't get bonus points for taking too long to do this. Get it over with. Now, landing stall, power off is not 16 RPM. No turning. No turning.
Break it now?
Yeah, if you're doing slow flight, you're pretty close. If you're doing stalls, you're not.
What does that mean?
Power off stall is at idle. It is landing. It is setting it up, getting it ready as smoothly but quickly, and getting the power out, doing the stall, getting it to whatever degree he says he wants. If he wants first recognition, the buzzer is first recognition, usually. But if he says, I want a full brake, that's when the nose bobs.
So I should have asked you.
Well, generally I do it, if I say do a stall, I'm doing it to the nose bobs.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have a question as to what he actually wants, ask him.
Okay.
He'll tell you that.
Okay.
You know, he'll tell you what the some maneuvers he doesn't need to tell you because the criteria is well known, like the steep turns.
Right.
You know, you can't say, well, do you want 45 degrees of bank or is 30 okay? Yeah, he ain't going to tell you that.
Okay.
Because the criteria is 45. But if you're wanting to know about stalls, then you can say, well, do you want first recognition or do you want a full brake? Those are your two choices.
First recognition.
Usually he's going to tell you.
The first recognition is when the stall horn goes.
Right, because that's your alarm clock. That's saying, hey, buddy, you're about to stall this. You're about to stall me. Do you really want to?
Right.
And if the answer is yeah, hell yes, then keep working.
Okay. And full brake is when?
When the nose drops.
Okay.
Doesn't have to drop much, but if you're pulling back and it bobs down,
okay,
that's a stall.
Okay. Do you want me to do it again?
Please, sir.
Okay.
Now, once you're close, get it over with. Don't create your problem. Okay? Just boom, as soon as you're hitting your markers, boom to the next marker. Power all the way out.
Person County traffic, Lunar 46.
Keep pulling till you get it.
Southwest.
Right there. You see that little drop? Yep. That's it. Now.
Lunar 46.
Okay, we got to work on this a bit.
I know what I did wrong.
Okay.
It helps. I was supposed to release this first, then put power back.
No. Supposed to do them both at the same time.
Okay.
What you didn't do was you didn't release the yoke. You would just sit there and run. And I don't mind doing that. I think it's actually good for you to have a sense of, I got this under control. You know, yeah, I feel like I'm falling a tiny bit, but hell, I got this, man.
Okay.
And that's kind of what you were doing. But what we want to do for the check ride is carb heat, power at about 1700 or so, keep the nose level, start at, you know, whatever you're starting at. As soon as you're in the flap range, dump your flaps in.
All the way.
And you can put them in sections, but don't take forever.
Okay.
Okay, they're all in. All right? I'm now power all the way out. I still haven't lost any altitude. Now I'm going to slowly feed a tiny bit of right foot in. I'm going to slowly pull back to hold altitude, just like a landing. There's the buzzer. There's the brake. Relax the pressure. Carb heat. Power back. See, I didn't shove it. I just relaxed.
Okay.
And when I relaxed, actually held onto it a tiny bit. What you're not allowed to do is get a secondary stall.
Okay.
If you yank back on it so quickly that you restall it, that's a bust.
Okay. And you can do the flaps all at once?
I'd put them in, and probably in sections. I'd put them in. As soon as I get there, I'd put the next one in. As soon as it gets there.
Or then you can, and when you're finished, you can just all the way up?
All the way up.
Okay. Want me to turn around so we're facing?
Let's keep going towards the power plant.
Okay.
There's the airport over there.
My flight controls?
Your flight controls.
Okay.
You have the flight controls. And I can work for 3,000 feet just because that's kind of a cardinal number.
Southeast inbound runway 5 for now.
You know, I would not, even though he's probably not going to complain about it or bust your chops on it, I would still probably work for 3,000 as my number.
Okay.
Instead of 3,300 or
right,
32 or something.
I'm going down.
What I think is that demonstrates that you're more in control of the airplane.
Okay.
helicopter on the RNAV runway 6.
And that's why I wanted to get back all the way from the airports, because we were pretty much in the approach path.
Under traffic, Bonanza 1533 Whiskey,
So
about 10 miles.
keep your nose up. There you go. Flaps will help. Good. And remember your feet as you do this, so we don't turn.
Runway 30 Blue Ridge, or 31 at Blue Ridge.
Working the yoke up. What we don't want to do is sit here and lose altitude. We don't want to mush.
12-mile final, runway 31.
Pulling, keep pulling. If you don't have it, keep pulling. Right there. Relax. Power up. Again, think of this, Tom, as you're 50 feet in the air and you stall this puppy.
Where's the church?
Got 50 feet, 100 feet max.
Yeah.
You can lose. And after that, you're dead. Okay?
Okay, I should be you there then.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm looking for you.
Okay, I'll be looking for you.
All right.
And if you actually lose 200 feet, it's probably not a big deal. But if you just let it keep coming down and down and down, you're not really recovering from the stall.
Okay. All right, let's do it again.
So power up to climb. Think smooth. And you're working to be a professional pilot.
Cherokee 17 Whiskey is 10-mile final, runway 31, Blue Ridge, fluid traffic.
Blue Ridge traffic, Cardinal 1 Eagle, centering a 3-mile left base, runway 31 Blue Ridge.
Yes. The longer you take to get that power in, the more altitude you're going to lose. Just like any go around, any time your decision is I need to be going higher, it is always wide open first.
Okay.
Always.
All right, let's do it again.
Carb heat second, flaps third.
Runway 6.
And the reason flaps the third is, yes, they are a lot of drag,
Right.
but they're also lift. And if you yank them up before you get the power in, you're likely going to lose altitude.
Okay.
And if you're doing a go-around, that's the reason we only go to 10 degrees and then wait on the 10 till we're well clear of the trees, is because of how much sag you get out of this. Smooth. Pull into it, let it happen. Pull into it, let it happen. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. More, more, more. Do a landing. More, 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 more. Right there. That's a better recovery.
I only lost 100.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Oh, it was only 100 this time.
I know.
That was good.
That was real good.
Better.
A lot better. Now, as you were getting into it, you were doing this.
I know.
Okay. Think smooth. Think back to when you were dating. You wanted to be smooth. I don't know what the kids think anymore, but when we were dating, smooth. Kind of like cool.
Well, I'm at
These are Fonz.
I'm at 31. I'm just gonna. I know it's supposed to be 30.
Okay, 31.
I just want to save time.
Think of being the Fonz on happy days. Pulling. Don't quit. You haven't gotten there yet. Pull harder. Pull harder. Is it all the way back? It's not. If the yoke wasn't all the way back, you haven't pulled as hard as you can pull.
But I saw it break.
It did break, but it took a while.
Okay.
Now, don't lose altitude needlessly. Getting better. A lot better, actually.
46, conducting the missed approach on the RNAV 6 straight out.
We're in traffic. Cherokee 17 Whiskey is 5 mile final, runway 31, full stop.
Yeah, smooth on the throttle, too. Don't yank on it. Engines don't like to be slapped around. Move. Pull the nose up. Land. Pull it up like you're landing. Pull. 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 Do a soft field landing. Pull. Right there. Correct your pitch. As soon as you can hold altitude, you got to. Otherwise, we hit the ground. You can't see the ground because we're 3,000 feet up, but if we were doing this at 50 feet, 100 feet in the air, you'd hit the ground.
I'm going to turn around.
Person County traffic, Medevac, Cheyenne, 39 Echo Hotels, 10 miles to the northwest, via left base entry for 06.
Other one?
Yeah, we'll do another one.
Not getting sick, are you?
Oh.
Blue Ridge traffic. Cherokee 17 Whiskey is short mile, runway 31, Blue Ridge.
No, I'm at 33.
All right, start at 33. Now, land the airplane. Keep working till you land it. You don't land flat. Keep working till you land it. Keep working the nose up till you land. Keep working, keep working, keep working. Keep coming back on it. More, bigger movement. Right there. Feel that shaking? Yep. That was it. Now pitch back up. Got 55 or 60. You climb back up to 33. Better recovery.
What's next?
Power on stall.
My favorite. All right, so correct me if I'm wrong.
49 on a 10-mile final.
Down to 70, level.
Yep. Or well,
Followed by
I usually go to about 1,500 RPM.
Person County traffic.
17's
39 Echo Hotels, turning a 3.5 mile.
going to take forever to get there. So I usually go to about 1,500 RPM, RP. And then as I get there, I want to slowly bleed off airspeed while I maintain altitude.
Okay.
So we want it down to about 50 indicated, and then we're going to add wide open power that without pulling any more. Just freeze. Don't let off. Add wide open power. That alone will pull the nose up. When it does, you're going to still have to pull back a little bit more. What I'm trying to get away from is not zoom climbing and gaining a lot of altitude. So power back a little bit more, so you're at 17. We're going to sit here forever at 17. Power out. Good. Now, bring the nose up, you bleed off your speed to maintain altitude. We're coming down, we aren't going to slow down. You got to hold altitude to slow down. Good. All right, now hold your left hand where it is and add power. Look around the nose, not over it, out around it, so you see if it's turning, don't let the plane turn. Tiny bit of right foot. Pulling on back, pulling on back, pulling on back, right foot, just a tiny bit. Pulling harder, 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 harder. You got to move it, Tom. Your yoke isn't moving. Pull, pull, pull. Feel it?
Yep.
Cover. You can feel it when it's quitting going up and it's right on that cusp. And but it's like taking that bad medicine. You got to
I know.
that last little bit.
I know.
The trouble is, it's like taking the bad medicine. You're sitting there thinking about how bad it's going to taste. It's just making it worse.
I know.
Okay, let's head back towards Person County Airport. Heading out here around Yanceyville again.
Sorry about that.
All right, this is the box I normally practice in.
Signal traffic, Liberty 149, 6 mile final for runway 6, and a break.
Pretty good about your. Yes, that's your.
And then go, man.
That's
Yeah,
your.
that's about the edge of my normal range. There, about Roxborough and up to the lakes.
That's a good landmark.
That white building out there that you can see is the building we go around when we're in the traffic pattern.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good landmark as well. So right now we're headed to Durham.
So
Maybe Raleigh. At least Raleigh. Right, we're headed to Raleigh-Durham. I see the airport.
where?
Last
Is that
little, the last little line just before you get to the horizon.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you got good eyes right there. All right, so we're getting high. So
That's the reason I fly. Do it without drugs.
we're at 4,000. What do you want me to do next?
Oh. Why don't we go in and do a few landings?
Okay.
I take that back. Let's do a recovery from an unusual attitude. So I have the flight controls. Just close your eyes when I tell you you can look up
Okay.
and recover. And the only difference doing it on the foggles is instead of looking out the windshield, you look right there. Okay? Now, what I want you to do
Thank you. Firebomb.
is keep your eyes closed and hold the controls.
Okay.
I want to go straight and level, without looking up, without opening your eyes. Give me your best indicator of straight and level.
Right now?
No, without opening your eyes.
I can't.
Sure you can. Try it. Use your senses. Don't open your eyes. Use your senses. What do you hear? What do you feel?
Well,
What's the plane trying to tell you that you're not paying attention to?
I think I was going down,
Mono traffic Scout 20997 is
but now I'm going up.
east inbound for runway
And you know that because?
Having a pull to get it to continue going.
And you hear, listen to the sound.
Going down.
So now you're going down?
No.
Oh. Yeah, you were climbing.
Right.
You want to relax a little
Right.
bit.
So I would say
Arnett County, Archer A09.
pretty close.
The level?
Yeah.
You're right.
Approach to
But I was going up before, right?
Well, you
Arnett County.
started out coming down a little. When I gave it to you, it was in a very slight turn descending.
Okay.
And when you closed your eyes, you ended up doing a climb, but you had all your senses. Listen. Don't open your eyes. Just listen.
Okay.
What are you hearing?
Speeding up.
So what are you going to do about it? Now, it's counterintuitive, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, look up and recover.
Whoa!
Therein is why you cannot believe your inner ear. Now, you were right. You can hear the sound.
But here,
The trouble is,
I felt like I was
you
going,
were in about a 30-degree bank, and when you pulled, all you did was tighten it up.
right, I couldn't tell that I was turning, but I could tell that I was going faster or slower.
Right.
The engine revs up when you're going down,
Yes.
and it struggles when it goes up. All right, what's next?
All right. I have the controls. You
All right.
close your eyes.
Okay.
When I give you the airplane, I want you to look up and correct it. I have the plane.
Okay.
Fila 2000 on a teardrop, runway 5.
Brooklyn traffic, Liberty 149, left downwind, runway 4.
You have the plane.
Staying in the pattern.
And that's all you have to do on the check ride, except that you won't be able to see out. You'll have to do it looking there.
Oh, because of the
It's
foggles?
same as looking out, yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's head into Person County.
All right, I was going to go. I know you. Eventually, I will too.
Oh, well, I do know. Go ahead and do that, but I do know one other thing we were going to do.
Okay.
VOR. Okay, so the VOR deal,
Oh, that's right.
we're on 10-4, okay? So we're on number 2. You can do the same thing here. You can go to VOR, 10-4, okay? So now we're on this one instead of this one. And here are the needles.
Right.
So you got VLOC here.
Right.
So the first thing you want to do is to the VOR. So we already got a 2 needles to that side. So we're going to turn so our course goes towards that side until we get the needles centered. All right, so now we have a 2 and a centered needle. Now if you fly this heading, we should pretty much go to the VOR. So now you put the heading bug on 020-015 and you turn the airplane till you get there. And that's all it is to it.
So where's the
VOR is back that way about 25 miles.
Ahí está, en justo enfrente. Harnett County traffic, Archer A09er to Echo is on the left downwind, runway 5.
Now, the other thing is, are we actually tracking, or is the compass set correctly? Because and you can't tell if you're biting. The only way you can set the compass is to be dead level. So if you're dead level, all right, now turn back. And part of the way you would also know that is you have a track.
Harnett traffic 34 Juliet, left crosswind 05 Harnett.
Harnett County traffic, Archer A09er to Echo is going to extend.
All right, so now we will go back over and pick up this course because it's like a pie. We're not dead on the cut of the pie. We move over until the needle centers and we will be on the cut of the pie and we can track into the center.
And Harnett traffic.
Now,
left down, number 2.
that needle is not an instantaneous deal. It will take it a while, depending on how far away you are, to fix itself. And if you don't follow the track over the ground, which is somewhere up here, if you aren't tracking this number, you're going to gradually fly away from it. So what does this say? What number is that?
303.
All right, so we want to be on 015. So turn left. You want the numbers to be smaller, you turn left. You want them to be bigger,
right.
You turn to the right.
Hill traffic, Liberty 149, 3,000 feet above the airport.
And then you can set this one. Same technique. We got a 2 indicator. We're say 070. Course is to the left, so I'm going to turn so my compass goes. And it should be about the same thing as the other one. If they're both working correctly, that's how you do a VOR check for instrument line.
Okay.
05, number 2, Harnett.
And then, whether right now you're flying 014 track, that's pretty good. We're not dead on the course, but we're close enough for you to throw a rock at it and hit it when you get there. And then you could actually do the same thing by coming up here and putting SBV in. So that's South Boston VOR. It's not an airport symbol, VOR. Right. Enter and activate. There's your course line. And it says it'll take 017 and You're tracking 007.
Traffic, Lunar 46 helicopters 80
And we can't
northeast. We'll be entering a right downwind.
get that back to GPS. And now this will work the same way, except you don't have to set it.
Oh, cool.
However, it's good policy to set it.
Okay.
Less distraction for your brain.
All right.
All right, let's descend down to 3,000.
Want me to turn around?
All right, let's go back to Person County.
Robert, you up?
A little bit of roughness you're feeling, that's
Yeah.
what I want to get rid of.
Definitely feel it.
I don't know. The hard part's figuring out exactly what's causing it.
Like it's RPM based.
Well, it is, but why?
Lunar 46 helicopter entering a right downwind for runway 6, close traffic to Person County.
You know, my life is not about what's happening, it's about why it's happening. Okay, so we're about, give or take, right at 5 miles out. We need to make a call.
Skylane 21193, 8.
Remember, the recommendation's at least 5 miles out to let everybody know where you're coming from.
Person County traffic 172 Papa Alpha is approximately 5 miles north of the field, inbound to land runway 6, Person County.
No, I think you're making progress.
At Person County, Lunar.
That's good news.
Right downwind for runway 6. It'll be close traffic.
Helicopter practicing. On there?
I don't see him.
Talking, I hear him. I just don't see him on there, and I don't see him.
Well, he's military, so he may not be squawking anything we can pick up.
Okay.
Now, he did say what? Where did he say he was?
At runway 6.
What else?
I'm assuming that.
I see him.
Yeah, I think I see him.
What he said was he was right downwind, not left downwind. Helicopters can do that, you know. They're magical.
Not right.
Their mandate is to avoid the flow of fixed-wing traffic. Hence, they can fly a right-hand pattern. We cannot.
All right, so I'm just going to tell him I'm entering the downwind.
Well, yeah, I would also tell him you have the helicopter in sight.
Okay.
He would like to know that.
Okay.
Now, think about what we talked about before. What mistake does everybody make?
We're too low.
Right now, you're perfect, but only if you don't let it keep coming down.
Right. Person County Drive 172 Papa Alpha is entering the downwind for runway 6 at the 45 degree. We have the helicopter in sight. Person County.
Where's your nose pointed? What's the airplane doing? Coming out of the air at 700, 800 feet a minute.
I'll tell you what, we're going to extend our downwind, continue to the southwest here. You guys can land before us.
All right, thanks for that. 172 Papa Alpha.
All right, I want a soft field landing. 200 feet low. Gotta nail this altitude better. And part of it's because you got the power back to 1900 RPM. So when you get to the altitude you want to be at, you got to power up. You can't leave it down. Think about how close you are to the runway. Where do you want to be? You're the boss.
Overflight midfield is 3000, set up for RNAV 6, Person County.
You're the boss. What do you want this airplane to do? If you wanted to show off, what would you want it to be doing? You wanted to show how great you were as a Captain America. What do you want it to do?
I want to do the right thing.
Right, well, you got to make sure that you know what that is, and B, that you make it happen, because there's nobody else to make it happen but you. You want to be 500 feet up when we make this turn. The answer is usually I want to be 700 or 800 feet up. I start to see the squirrels hanging on the
base for runway 6.
Turn, he's waiting on you.
Person County traffic 172 Papa Alpha is turning base for runway 6, Person County.
You're 500 feet up. That's about 200 feet lower than you really ought to be right here. And if you pull up without adding a little power, we're just going to keep coming down or get dangerously slow. Also, your feet got to work correctly. Remember, we don't want to skid turns. We don't want to skid the airplane around.
Person County traffic 172 Papa Alpha is turning final for runway 6, Person County.
All right, we got you guys in sight. We're number 2 behind you.
Thank you. Now, I see you going back up again. If you mean to, that's okay. You're the boss. But if you didn't mean to, that means you're letting the plane fly you instead of you controlling the plane.
Well, if it's soft field, I want to get a little bit lower, faster.
Well, right now your angle is good, okay? I don't have an objection to that.
Okay.
What I objected to was getting pretty low on base leg. Because right where you are now is where you want to end up every time. Just want to visualize that all the way through. That you're a slot car, you're
Charlie 5 miles north, will overfly.
a Hot Wheels, whatever they call those things.
3000 for Person County.
Watch that airspeed. You get kind of slow out here. Where are you looking?
I was overly conscious about the whole soft field thing. Person County traffic 172 Papa Alpha's on the go, remaining in the pattern. That's bad, I know. I was trying to get really slow.
Well, what you're doing, well,
so that I wouldn't.
you want to land as slow as you can, but you don't want to do that at 5 feet.
Oh, you're right.
What you want to do is just work it out like a normal landing, except that you want to get further and further into the edge of the stall. You just don't want to do it up in the air.
Right, and my problem was
I was focused on one thing and let everything else go.
I was combining soft and short at the same time, and I realized I didn't have space land, but I did. Soft is not short.
Well, you're actually in the real world, more often than not, it is.
Okay.
258 Victor, 3 miles south of the...
But not always. And the answer, the examples would be that it had just a hellacious storm had just finished crossing over the airport, and you're coming in behind it, and there's water standing on the runway. That would dictate, if you wanted to land at all, would dictate a short field landing. Would dictate a soft field landing.
Person County traffic 172 Papa Alpha is turning crosswind for runway 6, Person County.
If there were snow on the runway, you would dictate a soft field landing. If you had an engine out and you had to land in a tobacco field or a soybean field, or in the water, all those would dictate that you want to get as slow as you can, nose high, touch on the mains.
Person County Alpha Charlie is flying over midfield at 3,500 Person County.
Person County traffic 172 Papa Alpha is downwind for runway 6, Person County.
There you're in just a tiny, not bad, actually,
Downwind 13.
tiny bit close. Which is probably why you got low coming in the first time, is that you're back to that optical illusion type thing. Your brain wants everything to look the same way every time without paying attention to where you were relative with the wing strut. So right here is about the right distance. When you're level, what does it look like?
Runway 6, Person County.
Good. So I wonder if that row of clouds there is the difference between 5 degrees here and 5 degrees in Raleigh. Warmer if you go past where that row of clouds is.
Yeah.
Harney County 8 Mike will be crossing Cal University, left downwind 5, Harney County.
Now, do your thing like you normally do. Don't.
Person County traffic 172 Papa Alpha is turning base for runway 6, Person County.
Right now, you are coming down at 90 knots.
Charlie Lima, 9 miles to the south, 2,300, inbound for midfield, whitetail drop to left downwind, runway 6, Boston County traffic.
A little lisp. Now you're looking better. So you're 1,400 feet instead of 1,200. Still a little bit fast.
Person County traffic 172 Papa Alpha is turning final for runway 6, Person County.
Nice gentle turn to line up on the runway. About 500 feet up at about 3/4 of a mile. That looks pretty good. Angle to the ground looks pretty good. Think about pitch control and airspeed control. So right now you pitch up a little bit if you want to slow down. Your angle isn't bad, but not if you keep all the power up.
This is still short field, right?
Soft.
I mean soft.
Now, ideally, if you touch down at about 500 feet down the runway, that's pretty good. It's not right on the end of the runway. Watch that airspeed like a hawk. This plane gets slow, you get close to the stall, your life becomes endangered. You're below 60, nose down. Nose down. Good. Now, think about just a nice smooth landing on the center line. Where are you going to be looking? Let it all come to you. Just keep coming and work it up. Work, work, work. Why we're all of a sudden headed left, but right, we'll go around to another one.
left face for runway 6, Pierce County.
Right foot, stay on the center line.
Person County Drive 172 Papa Alpha's on the go, remaining in the pattern. No, I know.
Hotel taxiing from the ramp to runway 06.
No, you never used wind as a...
Folsom County traffic, Diamond 116, Charlie Lima, 5 miles to the south, 2,700, inbound for midfield, right tail drop to left downwind, runway 6, Folsom County traffic.
Well, it's a matter of you need to be aware because you're flying in wind, you're flying in weather. But if you, and to anticipate that it's going to take certain control inputs, at least gets it back into your active brain. But the end result is, what does it take to do the job? Not do something and hope it works, but what does it take to do the job?
Person County Traffic 172 Papa Alpha is turning crosswind for runway 6, Person County.
Pierce County, Luna 46, final runway 6, it'll be closed traffic. Pierce County.
Person County Traffic 172 Papa Alpha is turning downwind for runway 6, Person County.
Pierce County, Luna 46, on the go, runway 6, it'll be left closed traffic.
Folsom County traffic, Diamond 116, Charlie Lima, crossing midfield at 2,700 feet for right tail drop left downwind, runway 6, Folsom County traffic. And Folsom County traffic, Diamond 116, Charlie Lima has that downwind traffic in sight.
Okay, normal landing.
Position and hold 6.
I want you to hear what he was saying.
Folsom County traffic, Diamond 116, Charlie Lima has a tally on that helicopter.
Person County Traffic 172 Papa Alpha is turning base for runway 6, Person County.
Yeah, Luna 46, helicopter left crosswind, Pierce County.
Person County Traffic 39 Echo Hotels on the roll.
Pitch control, nose just went down.
And Person County Traffic 6 Charlie Lima, we have a tally on that helicopter traffic on cross, and we'll be number 3 behind you.
Person County Traffic 172 Papa Alpha is turning final for runway 6, Person County.
Person County Traffic 39 Echo Hotels in the left turnout to the northwest. Person.
And Person County 16 Charlie Lima, we do have that traffic that's departing. You guys are out of the pattern, right?
Folsom County traffic, Diamond 116, Charlie Lima, left downwind, runway 6, Folsom County traffic.
County, the traffic that just departed to the left turnout, you guys are out of the pattern, is that correct?
508 Alpha Charlie over at Milky is out of the pattern per person.
I appreciate it, thank you.
It's going to circle Hillsborough here and then fly to Burlington, 508 Alpha Charlie.
All right, we'll stop on that one. That was a good one.
And 6 Charlie Lima, this is the Lakota, we're here in front of you. We're going to extend our downwind, you guys can land in front of us.
Are you sure for the Lakota traffic?
Yeah, we're the helicopter in front of you. We're going to continue our downwind, you can land in front of us.
Roger that, we'll be turning left base, runway 6, 6 Charlie Lima, Person County, thanks.
You got it.
Person County traffic 172 Papa Alpha is clear of runway 6, Person County.
Is that Brewer in front of us?
No, it's not Brewer, it's Eckhart. I know him though, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's one of my fixed wing students. Good shit.
Awesome.
Polson County traffic, Diamond 116 Charlie Lima, final, runway 6, touch and go, Polson County traffic.
Person County, Lunar 46 helicopter is left base for runway 6.
Person County, 6 Charlie Lima, final runway 6, Person County.